So taking a quick look at the pads, I think these are fairly standard in terms of sort of modern design. You've got the hard plastic shell here, triple flanged hoop. You can tension them just like a regular drum as well, so you can adjust the sensitivity of the mesh head. And just moving on to the back here, it clamps on to the rack in much the same way as a normal tom would. And also just a quick look at the kick drum. Now, this is a similar sort of design. You've got that, and then you have got the front, which is like that. The bit I actually quite liked about this was that under the pedal here, this bit here is actually a very solid Velcro fastener. So it basically will clamp onto any carpet that you might have, and it keeps the pad in place, and I found that it works really well. Here we are just quickly going over the front side of the module itself. So the obvious one in the top left hand corner here, you've got the power. Over here on the left, you've got the setup buttons. So you've got USB load and save, setup, trigger settings, and then trigger select. Down here in the bottom left, you've got USB song, record, and play and stop. It's basically all the player options. The main panel, you've got the F1, F2, F3 buttons, obviously the LCD there. Really, these are kind of like the center of the module. This is how basically you change all the parameters. Down here, you've got effects, mix, master, instrument, home button, and the kit select button. Over on the right now, this is basically the enter button. It's also turn off for the click, and the sort of D-pad type thing here. You could just basically flip through the different kits. And then in the bottom right, you've got basically minus, plus, and preview buttons. It's all fairly standard stuff. So just having a quick look at the cymbal pads now. This is one of the two 14-inch crashes that come with the kit. These are a fairly sort of hard rubber on top and a slightly softer rubber on the edge. All of the pads are 3-zone, triple zone. So you've got the bell, you've got the bow, and you've got the edge. The edge there, it's a little slightly sort of more pliable. You can do cymbal catches or squelches or whatever you want to call them. I did find that you have to kind of grasp it quite hard to do that, but it is possible and it does work. And overall, these are actually quite responsive. I found in terms of the triggering is actually pretty good on them, and I had no issues at all. Moving down to the hi-hat. This is also 14 inches. Obviously, it's a hi-hat, so it is slightly different. Triple zone again. And just to give you an idea of how it works. So the actual pads, that's the acoustic sound of them. So again, much the same as a regular hi-hat. Certainly feels the same as well. Let's give you a look at the actual setup underneath. This is the bottom pad, largely is just there for feel, doesn't actually sort of do anything. You've got the connection under here. That's where, if you see the back of the actual module, you have 2 inputs for the hi-hat. This is for the sort of sound side of things. And then moving down, this is for the feel of things, basically. This is what triggers the actual hi-hat itself. There's the connection there. Overall, it does do a pretty good job of feeling like a regular hi-hat. Moving over to the other side of the kit and the ride cymbal. Now, the ride cymbal is basically the same design as the 2 crashes, and for that matter, the hi-hat as well, except it's 18 inches, so obviously slightly larger. Again, triple zone, bell, bow, edge, and again, it just very much the same as a regular cymbal. I found from playing this, it doesn't feel overly paddy. Once you've got the actual sounds going and you're playing the kit, certainly the bell is actually quite realistic, I think. It does obviously feel different from playing a real ride cymbal, but at the same time, it doesn't feel uncomfortable. And one small feature that I did actually like with these, which comes with the rack, is that these are quick releases, so you can get that on and off nice and quick. Moving to the back of the unit now, you've got the obvious one on the left, you've got the power cable, then you've got the USB, MIDI in and out, master out left and right, a mix in, and 4 direct outs there. Moving down, it's where the triggers are, auxiliary 1 and 2, 2 crashes, hi-hat control, hi-hat itself, ride cymbal, 3 toms, snare drum, kick drum, and then you've got the input there for a foot switch.